Hey, what's good, YouTube? Let's see if these videos start gaining some traction soon. I guess give a shout if you think that men should be the ones working. Because every time I go out, there seems to be a lot of women working who actually don't really want to be working. But, maybe I guess we'll see what happens in the future. We'll see if that trend continues. I'm trying to get into the workforce myself, so I'll see. At least in pharmacy school, it seems like in healthcare that continues. I wonder if they want children, but it's all good. Probably shouldn't say anything about, because I don't have the ability to carry a kid. So, it's probably not my domain. But yeah, let's, I'll give you another couple of things that I happened to write down on top of my script here. It was an interesting weekend. I think it's a Monday today. Yeah, a little bit was learned over the weekend. So I kind of figured the smartest boys and girls probably weren't in college. And I was in college for like 4.5 years. And in grad school, I guess professional school, whatever you want to call it, included. Yeah, and I don't think just from what I've seen, now that I'm not in there. Actually, because I went to school thinking hey, the people starting all this shit were gonna come out of here, but then I got out and I realized people were doing shit already. So yeah, who knows? Maybe we're catching up. But yeah, and then also another thing I wrote down. Pheromone season starts earlier for females than males, in species, commonly. And I think that's similar for humans. But yeah, so this video is actually about currency. So what is currency? That might be the title. What is currency of the video? Maybe some other things in there. But from Merriam-Webster, we will use this whiteboard actually, and I'll try to give some cuts because this video is actually probably gonna take forever. Pretty long time. So from Merriam-Webster, so it circulates as a medium of exchange. It's generally used, accepted, and prevalent in societies. We're a world society, but as you'll see later, might incorporate several societies. So prevalence, prevalence, I'm gonna think that's how to spell it. It has the quality or state of being current, and that's actually an interesting definition, or part of the definition. And paper money in circulation. and that's somewhat obvious. Actually, it probably won't be as obvious for generations down the line. And finally, a medium of verbal or intellectual expression. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. All of these are written down. Okay, so all of these definitions that I wrote down, because I looked this up a little bit earlier, obviously. I have a script written down here. It's like all of the things seem to kind of like make somewhat sense. Like when you think about, or when you think about currency, like if you just expand it, obviously the paper money in circulation, but just what's current, right? Like even news, like what news is current? What ideas are current? Like what even like degrees, right? We're talking about school. What schools are current? The schools themselves, like what's current? Like what's what has the highest value as a medium of exchange, right? Like if you want to get a job, it's a medium of exchange. Or I'll let you figure that out. But yeah, it's a medium of exchange. Like a lot of things are mediums of exchange, and a lot of things serve as currency. But obviously, we're gonna talk about like monetary currency, just because that's the general basis of like what we attempt to store value as, although it's not perfect, obviously. And there's like multiple currencies, but kind of the baseline currency, like for this video, we'll just kind of talk about the US dollar. I mean, at least for now, I think there's another 2.2 trillion that they're trying to print, so obviously, it might not be like that world reserve currency. I think the proper technical term for it. It might not be that for much longer, but for now and for my lifetime, it's been that way. So we'll just talk about the US dollar. So, and also people base their trade, other countries base their trade on it, at least for now. So the US dollar is considered fiat money. So what's fiat money? According to Wikipedia, fiat money is a currency established as money. So that's interesting. Often by government regulation, but that does not have intrinsic value. And intrinsic value, so it does not have intrinsic value. So value that is independent of like the nominal value of the whatever is being counted, basically. So like it's like more valuable, if that makes sense. Like because like if I have like two $1 bills, or I have like maybe like one $5 bill, like you just have like, because we said that $5 bill is more, so like that's why it's more. It like means its value is because like it has a higher number on it. It's like that's what I think of like as nominal value, I guess. I didn't like look too much into that, so you could look that up for yourself more, but as opposed to like maybe gold or something, to where like you can't, we don't just say, oh, like this piece of gold, like like we put like, oh, $10 or something. It's just like, if you have like this quantity, it just means more. So I think that's kind of, like, so that would be more of intrinsic value, like just the fact that it's gold, like means, okay, like it has a certain value, you know, and just because of history, I mean, who, like maybe because it like looks different than other rocks or something, like, you know, like what, I don't know, like it'd be easy shaped or something, I don't know, but yeah, like, but so if you have like more, like in terms of like more poundage or something, like that's why it's more, you know, yeah, that's what it is. Mansa Musa, man, he probably was like, dang, if people have these rocks, then I'm gonna give them all these rocks, like, you know, back in the day. But, okay, so the US dollar is considered fiat money, and the US government has, like, long since established this money as, like, the currency for our nation. So that's what's passed around, basically, and it's supposed to represent value. And nations around the world that wish to trade with us also must trade with us in dollars, like what we see as like representative as value. Like we require them to represent the value of, you know, whatever, maybe it's like their people's labor or, you know, like some of their rocks or something, or, you know, whatever the case may be, but yeah, so you need to represent that in dollars, so then we can like transact with each other and, you know, exchange our services and goods and whatnot, our rocks. So, okay, yeah, so what does this mean? Circulates widely around the world. US dollars, and there are US dollars in Nigeria, in France, etc., like multiple places. So the US dollar is generally used, accepted, and prevalent. Okay, so now I see what I did. I'm going back to this. So it circulates widely around the world as a medium of exchange. It's generally used, accepted, and prevalent in many societies around the world. So that's kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, like in the very beginning of the video. And then I say, like, for example, from Japan to Nigeria, citizens there will accept, you know, US dollars. At least I haven't been to Japan, but I've been to Nigeria, and like, you know, they definitely love them some US dollars. So US dollars used as a medium to control, direct, and manipulate, in some ways, verbal expression. See, I wrote this script a couple of days ago, so that's interesting how I put that, but like, yeah, I don't think that's a wrong statement. It's used as a medium to control, direct, or manipulate, not necessarily negatively, right? Hopefully it's positive. And also, I'm going to talk about blockchains later. Hopefully, you know, my whole thing is an incentivized healthcare network that tries to help people be healthy. So, and obviously US dollars are, unless like we just put another like 17 trillion for some reason, like just for the fuck, you know, hopefully it's going to be still valuable in the future world, right? 'Cause, you know, I don't have that many, but I have some in my bank account. Obviously, I'll probably have more cryptocurrencies later, but yeah. Yeah, so actually that's my script for this. Like, the next one, you know, I actually had 2 papers for this, and that's actually the end of my first script. And like, my next bullet was like, how will blockchain affect this? I just went into a little bit, but in terms of incentivized healthcare network. But obviously, I feel like, I mean, if people are smart, then it's going to be a whole economy of efficiency. Like, a healthcare network is just like one like small part of that. Obviously, it's not going to work out ideally because like humans are human. But if you just had like a recyclable economy, we kind of already do. Like the whole sharing economy shit. Like people are definitely sharing a lot. Like things are becoming more communal. But like the what's it called? Like the rewards aren't really distributed well. It's like you kind of have like, so obviously it's imperfect, so there are people that kind of recognize, okay, like we gotta like share our shit because there's so many people, and like, you know, obviously there's other factors with that, but now like how do you get compensated properly is the thing. So that's like the next phase, like, and we're all connected with the internet so we can communicate, but now like we gotta, like, people are gonna get compensated probably more, just more efficiently, and like whether it will be better, like who, like that might take like more time, but at least it'll just be kind of more transparent for those that like want to know. And it seems like some of the younger generation wants to know, but then, you know, obviously like we get older and like different things matter probably, because I'm pretty sure every young generation wants to know certain things. Yeah, so we'll see. Like, we're still in the midst of COVID right now, but at least the skies are blue. Like, because there was a recent like recurrence of fires, and like the sky was gray for a little bit, but like it's pretty blue now. So we'll see. Like, I don't know. Still pretty warm. It's October. Like, that vaccine for COVID hasn't come out yet, but, and honestly, like there aren't really that many people out about. Like, I kind of thought it was over, but like people kind of went back inside. Because I kind of went out a little bit more this weekend, and people, like, and this is just like a regular weekend in October, at least around here, like people should be kind of doing more shit, but like there were cars around, but definitely wasn't like what I consider normal, so I'm pretty sure like for some reason people are still on that code, and people are like wearing the masks obviously, so it definitely isn't normal, right? When like people have half their face covered, that's not normal, you know, no matter how much you want to try to explain it away. You can't call that normal. You can't call that normal, unfortunately. But yeah, honestly, I'll probably leave it there because it's pretty long. I thought it would be longer, honestly. That's why I'm still talking like shit. But that's because I had 2 papers, and we'll just talk about the other part in the next one. The effect of blockchains. I'll just talk about that shit more. Like on that currency stuff too. But yeah, alright, peace out. I'll catch y'all later.